provides an optimum cleansing medium. So all we need to do is kill a goose.
Every time you want to take a shit.
Exactly.
Let's imagine that we see a bunch of geese in the distance. The first thing that we need to do is to...
That's enough about the history of toilet paper, I guess. But speaking of wiping, you do a lot of wiping when you...
Pug life.
You're on that pug life, doing the Mythic Plus keys. And imagine it like this. If you're playing a game, you're supposed to have fun. If you're pugging, you are essentially a musician who has brought your instrument to a place where people come to jam. You're there to jam. Have a good time. Like, if you can do your best to get a good comp, do that, but don't expect everybody to be fucking...
trying to get an esport position, contract.
And like, learn your goddamn, like, mechanics. If you're a DPS, at least learn the most important spells to kick. Learn the things that you can avoid. If you're a healer, learn when that unavoidable group damage is going to come. Save your cooldowns for there. Learn when you have to dispel. Learn when you've got to throw extra heals on the tank because searing blows.
And learn how to be in 10 to 12 yards of each other.
Yeah, because you're going to see mostly Prez evokers in pugs who will need you to be grouped up.
Way better for you. Way better for you if you're together where they can hit you with cones and all kinds of other stuff.
If you're going to pug in plus, and you should make your own group when possible, you should you should get the Raider IO add-on. Look at first, I think, the number of timed keys in the range that you're doing. If you're doing less than 15s, 10 to 14s, if you're doing 15 plus, like that's the most helpful. Don't just look at Raider IO and item level and think that's enough.
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
No. Because we've had freaking legendary ranked be complete shitters. And that's because
when I give you the numbers in a second, there's a correlation there as well. When you don't know what's going on, that's where the frustration happens.
Yeah, because if you don't understand the mechanics, and because if you're sitting there thinking like, well, if I'm ranged, I don't deal with any of that. It's like, no, you do. Have you ever had to go and step over to the left? Guess what? That targets you for a reason. Is there a better place you could be standing to make that show up?
That's what's important if you're going to pug like Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft, at least in its current iteration, because you've got to, just like everything else in life, you got to set your expectations properly. And then when you have a range and you're like, oh, that guy knew to stack on Fenrir, like to soak, or you're like, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's like, usually like when I Shadow Meld to cancel out Fenrir's Leap, and then like the next run, the rogue vanishes to cancel it out next, and we don't deal with that mechanic at all.
You should plan for the worst and expect the worst, and you will have as much success as you can have pugging in plus keys. And also, a lot of people I feel like don't know this. Just finish the dungeon. If it is an upgrade, if you finish within 40% of the timer, like once you've gone beyond 40%, you don't get any score. But you will get score if you just finish within 40% of that timer, like...
Plus a chest. Like, it gets primal infusions, it gets primal chaos.
You're not going to get any loot because
it's Shadowlands level loot, dude.
Blizzard wants you to wait for that great vault.
With that, we would use the double cluck